What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is the next installment in the Should You Take Blank 6-Star Gold series. We're going to take a look at Rosey, superhero in training. Don't abbreviate that, because there's a lot of people that have an opportunity this month to get him either 6-star silver, 6 gold, maybe 6 bronze, but realistically, there is a path to get him 6 gold for playing the game with the Ozzy Osbourne style event that's going on all month long. So let's take a look and see, should you be excited about having him 6-star gold? Well, first of all, he is a Ruthless Aggression era trickster. He is focused, which is a knock on him. However, that's actually one of the benefits this month of getting him to 6 gold. What I personally plan to do, unless I absolutely need to fuse him up, is to save some of the fuses. So for example, I've already got him at 6-star bronze on my account. So when I get the 6-star silver fuse, I'm not gonna fuse them up then. I'm going to wait till I get the 6 gold fuse, and then the 6-star bronze, the 6-star silver, and any of the others below that are just going to turn into shards, which are very important. But until we got Ozzy in the mix and some others, I mean, this is still one of the most accessible Ruthless Aggression era tricksters, and that comes up as a requirement every once in a while. Also, he fits into the Anoa'i Maivia Legacy, the Superheroes, Hurricane and Rosey, and Ruthless Aggression eras, or links. So he has a lot of versatility that if you don't have your Umaga, if you don't have, some of those, this guy fits the bill. If you don't have Solo Sokoa, he's modern era, but I mean the trickster version, this guy fits the bill where you might need to use him. So this is the moveset. 6 MP yellow sidewalk slam. Deal damage, choose a 4x1 area to make into pyro gems. So just note, 4x1 area means you cannot increase the number of pyro gems that are made with trainers or coaches. Like the new Tamatonga increases the number of pyro gems you make, but that's only if you make random or, like a number of them as opposed to an area or a specific set like this. So none of them will buff that. Anyway, it makes all gems above it into leech gems of 75k strength, which is nothing, but you'll see how we can get them buffed up. The Samoan Splash, 6 MP yellow, deal damage, make 4 pyro gems into purple. Then you've got the Samoan Driver, only a 5 MP purple move, so that gets loaded by the Samoan Splash, deal damage, and make 25 leech gems into yellow. So you're going to need Kofi to get started loaded with your MP, and also Santa Hogan. On tours where you have tour perks, you could take Santa Hogan off, put somebody on who does yellow damage or leech gem damage in addition to this. However, for your showdowns, and if you were to run them in feud, you would need to have Santa Hogan, so that's the way I'll show it. Then you've got Veer for leech gems do 125% more damage, and Theory for leech gems do 100% more damage. On the strap, I'm going to run it without the pyro, or the Piper Power plate, that is, first, and then I'll run it with it, but very good chance you've got a Mark of the Hero sitting around. It's become a much more common plate. Whenever you make 6 or more leech gems, increase your purple and yellow gem damage by 75% for 1 turn, and then we'll add the Piper Power on a quick run it back. I've got the 50% gem damage strap with double Fury 2s, and the candy store accounts, like my CC account here, do have all gem damage 35%. So this is pretty much how the majority will be able to run him. Even if you have a Piper plate, I'll put it on there, but I'll just tell you in advance, there are now, so many characters that you would be better off running with the Piper Power than Rosey. He's not a world changer with it, that's for sure. However, it does help him because he does make yellow gems, so you'll see. It's not bad. It's not bad. Make sure you put this, don't put it here, because otherwise you're going to have those 3 interrupt, and that's going to cause problems. Put it somewhere where you're going to match as many yellow gems as possible. Do this. You kind of hope for a no cascade because it's always possible, but it's going to make 4, which is going to break the bottom row. Mini cascade, but we're okay. Now these leech gems right here are stealing health and doing 140 damage, and we will see the devastation right here. There you go. There you go. There you go. No devastation. No devastation to be had here. It doesn't visually show that the leech gems buff, so maybe, just maybe, it's possible that it's not buffing the leech gems. I might need to get clarification on that, because you would think that would have done a little bit more than what we just saw at 6 silver. 7 million damage is not so much, right? Just not so much. So let's throw these down again. This one you're going to match almost no matter what you do. So, man, it'd be nice if I could get those there. If I could put it there, I'd get more. So there's not a way I can get more yellow gems out of this without messing up the cascade risk, which is always present and prominent. But this does give us that 1 extra purple there, and we cascade it again. Of course. See, it just doesn't... Steal health gem. Steal health gem. Interesting. I'll do it one more time here. Let me just look at something on my own Rosey here. Yeah, that says steal health gem. These do clearly say leech gems in his description. So, wonder if that's part of the issue, because there's no way we only did that much damage. Just something to check on. Either way, even if they're working properly, they're not huge. Let's just be honest. 75k, even if you buff them 200%, is decent, but it's not going to be world-changing. So the only other way to really get something out of Rosey is going to be to put the Piper Power Plate. Whenever you break or make 4 or more Pyro Gems, which he does, increase all your gem damage by 100%, but more importantly, your yellow gem damage by 500%. Unlike William Regal, who of course is the king of the Pyro or the Piper Power Plate, this is not his primary color, yellows. Regal, it is his primary color, so that's why it buffs it so much more insanely than what this does. Also, Regal uses it twice. So, Regal, Rex Regum, and almost everybody who has come out this last 2 months with the Pyro Gem setups are more... they're the better choice to use than Rosey for it. But do want you to see it, because it does, of course, work, and it does make some damage buffs, because now your yellow gems are doing 281k per, and this is at 6 silver, so at 6 gold, you double all those damage. So that 7 million we saw earlier becomes 14 million, and this 9 million becomes 18 million at gold. Still not phenomenal. Not phenomenal. So I'm going to check in on the leech gem situation and just see if that is like, is it just not working with leech gem trainers? Because it says steal health gems, which, I mean, that's not even a, I mean, that's what leech does. But just in case, just in time, I am going to swap out the leech gem damage for yellow gem damage and just see if it hits a phenomenal amount differently. And if it does, then great. No previous. This is there is one other thing you can do with this, with the gem damage. There are a few people who do yellow gem damage, but there's a wonderful Mr. John Cena who is one of the OG. You literally get him for just opening up an account and starting the game, who does 45% and gives you 2 more MP. So I'm going to try and find him and set him on here. Not that John Cena. So close, but no cigar. Not that John Cena. He does green gems 50%. Not that Roman Reigns. Nope, not that Macho Man, although yellow gems do 45% is part of it. Not that guy, although I want him so bad. I want Jacob Fatu on my account like yesterday. All right. Goodness gracious. There he is. All right, so yellow gems do 45% more damage, and yellows do 2 more. If you have them 6 silver or less, it is actually worth doing the 12k flats as opposed to the 45%. But since that gives us 2 more yellow MP, we no longer need Santa Hogan, so we can swap over to our flat yellow trainer, or you've got like Muda does yellow, you've got Zombie Sammy does 30% more right there. Those are pretty rare characters indeed. So yellow gems do 30% with Brawny Stroface, and we'll do a flat trainer on there just to show you that additional buff. Flat damage, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There he is. All right. So we'll run it this way just to see a comparison. We did 9 million with the power plate and the Rosey plate on before. This way, if we see it hit like insanely better, then I'll flag up to the chain to Scopely and say, hey, what's the deal with these quote-unquote leech gems that are not leech gems or getting buffed the way they should? Just saying. Just saying. All right, there we go. Oh, actually, you know what it is. I'm silly. I know exactly what this is. Forgive me for figuring it out halfway through the end of the video here. The leech gem buff actually sits on top of the gem itself, and so the gem itself would have been buffed by that amount. So it still should hold up. But either way, we're going to see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Right here. Right here. That does more than 8.27 million. Yeah, so the leech gem trainers I showed you first are the right way to go. It's just that even with everything, Rosey is not phenomenal. So should you take him 6-star gold? Well, this is kind of the opposite conversation we had when I made a should you take Ozzy 6-star gold video, because the answer was an easy yes, but the reality was most of the community was going to get him close to that anyway in the 6 bronze to 6 gold just from playing the events. And so the same thing but opposite with Rosey here. Technically, he's not worth taking 6-star gold on his own. I wouldn't do it if it weren't for this contest. But because the contest exists, a lot of people are going to end up getting him 6 gold anyway. It's just he's not one I would have taken up before, right? Does that make sense? Like, you're going to get him there, so you might as well get him and take him to 6-star gold, because you're going to get him to 6-star gold. Hooray. But I wouldn't have done it naturally. I mean, look at this. It's taken us 2-3 turns to beat Omos. And Omos is somewhere between 6 bronze, 6 silver. I think 6 silver, but either way, like for like, he can't even win in one turn with the Piper plate, and that's pretty rough. However, if you're going to get him anyway, absolutely take him to 6-star gold. I would just do the method that I explained. Unless you absolutely need to take him up level by level by level, I would skip some. I would skip every other one, maybe at least. And then that way you get those focus trickster shards just for playing the game, right? And if you get him to 6 gold, yeah, of course take him to 6 gold, because why not have one more 6-star gold on your roster? You never know when this guy is going to be required again, and especially because of the fact that he's Roman Reigns' brother and he's part of the Anoa'i Maivia legacy. It's highly likely until the end of time that this guy will be required for something at some point in game, so it's worth doing for that alone. That is your should you take Rosey 6-star gold. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and then share this with your friend or faction mate who's asking about, why did they put Rosey in the Aussie style tour or event, and, is it even worth taking him up? Here's an answer for you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.